So this is my electric skateboard.
Oh!
I got this electric skateboard a few months ago. It started off with just like a DIY board. It had the battery in a Pelican case and the controller also in a Pelican case, but it had no charge port, it had no battery indicator, and it didn't even have an on and off button. I added those parts over time, and I drilled a hole in the Pelican case to add the power button, but I still wasn't happy with how it looked, so I took the whole thing apart.
And that's what we're gonna start working on in this video.
Now this is actually going to be a build series. In this video we're just going to be prepping the board, getting it ready for the new battery. The next video is going to be installing that battery, tuning the board to get double the power, because right now the board is running a 36 volt battery, and we're going to be upgrading to a 52 volt battery. And hopefully you guys stay for the whole entire series, and I might do some more.
So even though this board worked before, I didn't really like how it looked with the DIY look with the Pelican case on top, so I got this enclosure that just barely fits.
Now the battery enclosure I got for this board is this one, and it's from eBoards Peru, made by hand, and it's super strong, and that's what we're going to use to build this new battery. With the enclosure on the board, you can see that it lines up pretty perfectly on the edges on this side, but if we come to the other side, it just overlaps. So in another video, or maybe towards the end of this video, we're going to be shaving down the corners so it fits better on this board. Compared to the battery box I was running before, which is this Pelican case, in here was the battery, which is no longer in here and is now storing all my other parts for this build. In here we have a battery voltage meter. We have the remote. I'm going to end up getting a new one because I did take a fall on this and jammed one of the buttons here. Then we also have a strap to hold my feet down and an air tag, because you can't trust people to not steal these things. But before we get to all the battery building and all the enclosure cutting, this board needs some love. It has these old stickers that came when I bought the board. It has this adhesive that's stuck to the top from when that box was on top. I need to reroute the wires coming from the motors to not go from the top, but through the bottom. So we're gonna do all that in this video, and let's get straight to it. I don't know what that stain was. Anyways. So I actually found acetone to be way easier to remove this adhesive than soap and water. Just like that, all the adhesive on the top of the board is gone, but we still have this eyesore of a sticker here, so that's up next. Finally, after quite some time and a few tissues later, we have cleaned off most of the adhesive. You can see some like marks here from where the adhesive has been sitting for a long time. I'll try to go over it later to see if it comes down more, but that's 200 times better than it looked like before. Now that the board is clean on the top and on the bottom, it is now time to fix the wiring and make it look a little cleaner. To fix the wiring, we have to first remove the rear wheels, which means we have to remove this bolt. I now have the bolt removed, so now I can take out this axle. And luckily I have a little stand for the skateboard to sit on, which in this case is a bucket, but I think I need two hands to take this off. Ooh, I think I got it. Hold on. Oh shit, it's falling off. Oh. Oops. Yep, there we go. They just drop right back down. The skateboards are pretty simple because with these motors removed, it kind of takes everything else with it, like the controller and the power cable. So now we're left with a weightless board. Don't want to damage that carbon. I think we should take off this wire or something. Okay, this time stay on the bike stand. There we go. So anyways, with a little bit of persuasion, we were able to take this off. So now I need to move some stuff around so that this can go under that instead of over. While I was messing with the wires, I saw this. You can see how strong these magnets on these motors are because they're so powerful. That's kind of cool. You guys do not understand how hard it was to put this axle back in. But so far, if it focuses, the skateboard is coming together. It already looks cleaner and it already looks ready for that enclosure to go right back on. That's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you guys are interested in following more on this build, leave a like and leave a comment on what you'd like to see me do to this board as well. While editing this, I saw the stain is still here.